From Poverty to Rebel Queen, the inspiring story of Phoolan Devi. Childhood and family. Phoolan Devi was born on August 10, 1963, in a small village called Gorhakapurwa in Uttar Pradesh, India. Her family was very poor. They lived in a small mud house without electricity or running water. Her father, Phoolan Malla, was a small farmer, and her mother, Phoolan Devi, looked after the home and children. Phoolan had 4 siblings, 2 sisters and 2 brothers, but only she and 1 sister survived childhood. Her family had very little money. Phoolan and her siblings had to collect cow dung to use as fuel for cooking. They also helped grow small crops like chickpeas and sunflowers to eat. Even as a small girl, Phoolan was brave and did not like injustice. She often stood up to people who tried to bully her or her sister. Once, when a boy in the village tried to take food from her family's field, she ran in front of him and shouted until he ran away. Her mother encouraged her to always stand up for what is right, and Phoolan learned to never be afraid, no matter how strong or powerful others were. This courage and sense of justice stayed with Phoolan as she grew up, shaping the woman she would later become. When Phoolan was only 11, her family married her to a man much older than her. In those days, many poor villages did this. Families thought marrying daughters early would protect them and help the family. Phoolan had no choice. She was just a child. Life with her husband was very hard. He was much older and expected things she could not do. After only a few days, she went back to her parents' home. She could not live with him. A year later, when she was 12, Phoolan was married again, this time to a man named Bandit, who was about 30. This marriage was also very hard. He treated her badly, and she faced abuse and humiliation. Her childhood was taken from her, replaced by fear, pain, and struggle. But deep inside, she still had a small spark of strength that would help her survive later. When Phoolan was a teenager, a serious problem came to her family. Her uncle and cousin, who were greedy, took away her family's small piece of land without permission. This land was very important to her family. It was where they grew crops and lived peacefully. Phoolan saw everything happen and felt a deep pain in her heart. She could not stay silent. She went straight to her uncle and cousin and told them, "This is not right. You cannot take what belongs to us," but they laughed at her and ignored her words. Phoolan's anger grew, and she tried to fight back, pushing them away and standing her ground. Her uncle and cousin became furious. They beat her badly in front of her family. Phoolan fell to the ground, hurt and scared, but her spirit did not break. She felt a burning anger inside her, a strong feeling that she could not let unfairness go unnoticed. From that day, she promised herself that she would never accept injustice quietly, and she would always fight for what was right. Life with bandits. In the late 1970s, when Phoolan was still very young, a group of bandits, robbers who lived in the forests, came to her village. One day, while she was alone, they kidnapped her. She was taken far away into the thick forest. At first, the bandits treated her very badly. They were rough and harsh, and Phoolan felt scared and alone. She did not know if she would ever see her family again. But over time, she met the leader of the group, Vikram. Vikram was different from the others. He was strong but fair. He listened to Phoolan and did not treat her like the others did. Slowly, Phoolan began to trust him. He protected her from the cruelty of the other bandits, and in return, she respected him. They spent time together in the forest, talking and sharing stories. As they spent more time together, Phoolan realized she admired Vikram deeply. She saw his courage, his sense of justice, and the way he cared for her. Gradually, her admiration grew into love. Vikram also cared for her, and the two became very close. They lived together in the forest as partners, almost like a family, though they were still part of the dangerous bandit life. Tragically, Vikram was later killed by rival bandits. Phoolan was heartbroken. She was hurt not only by the loss of someone she loved but also by the cruelty of the people around her. Many tried to take advantage of her, but she survived, stronger than before. After Vikram's death, Phoolan made a firm decision: she would not stay weak or scared. She decided to take revenge on those who had hurt her and her loved ones. She gathered her own group of bandits and became their leader. From that moment, Phoolan transformed from a scared young girl into a fearless woman determined to fight back. The Revenge at Bandit. In 1981, Phoolan decided it was time to take revenge on those who had hurt her in the past. She and her gang of bandits planned carefully and went to the village of Bandit. This was the same village where some men had treated her cruelly years before. She remembered their faces and the pain they caused her. When they entered Bandit, Phoolan gave clear instructions to her gang. They did not attack the women or children, but they went after the men who had hurt her. The gang moved through the village with determination. Around 20 men were killed during the attack. Phoolan made sure that the punishment was for the wrongs done to her, not random violence. After the attack, the villagers were terrified, and news of the event spread quickly. People across India began calling her the Bandit Queen. Some feared her, while others admired her courage. She had shown that she would not be afraid of anyone who tried to harm her. This event marked a turning point in her life. Phoolan became a symbol of power for some, and a warning for those who treated women and the poor unjustly. Even though many were angry at her actions, she felt a sense of justice and strength for the first time in her life. Hiding and surrender. After the Bandit attack, Phoolan became the most wanted woman in all of India. The police were searching everywhere for her, but she was clever and careful. She knew she could not trust everyone, so she hid deep in the forests and remote villages. She lived there for almost 2 years, moving from place to place. Life in the forest was hard. She had to find food, protect herself from the police, and stay safe from rival gangs, but she never gave up. During this time, many poor villagers helped her. They gave her food, clothes, and shelter because they admired her courage. They saw her as a hero who fought for justice against men who had hurt innocent women and the poor. Phoolan knew she had supporters, but she also knew the police were always close behind, so she had to stay careful. In 1983, after thinking carefully about her future, Phoolan decided it was time to surrender. She wanted to stop running and face her punishment. The surrender was planned carefully. Thousands of people and journalists gathered to watch the historic moment. Phoolan walked onto a stage in front of everyone, holding a gun in her hands. The crowd held its breath. Slowly, she placed the gun on the ground and stepped back, showing she was giving up her fight. After the surrender, Phoolan was sent to prison. She stayed there for 11 years. In prison, she faced many difficulties, but she also became stronger and wiser. This period changed her life again as she learned patience, endurance, and the importance of living carefully within the rules of society. From bandit to politician. After her release from prison in 1994, Phoolan Devi decided to change her life. She joined the Samajwadi Party, a political group that helps poor and lower caste people. In 1996, she ran for a seat in the Indian Parliament from Mirzapur, a place in Uttar Pradesh. Phoolan's campaign was special. She didn't just ask for votes, she told people her story. She spoke about the unfairness she had faced and how she wanted to help others who were treated badly. Many people, especially from the socially disadvantaged groups, listened to her. They saw her as someone who understood their struggles. During the election, Phoolan faced challenges. Some people didn't believe she could be a good leader because of her past. But she didn't give up. She worked hard, met many people, and shared her vision for a better future. On election day, Phoolan won with more than 297,000 votes, defeating the sitting Member of Parliament by over 37,000 votes. This victory was a big moment, showing that even someone with a difficult past could change and make a difference. Phoolan's win was not just about politics. It was about hope. She became a symbol for many, especially women and socially disadvantaged groups, showing that they too could have a voice and a chance to change their lives. Tragic death. Sadly, Phoolan Devi's life came to a tragic end in July 2001. She was outside her home in New Delhi when some men shot her. The attack was sudden and shocking. People who knew her were heartbroken, and the news spread quickly across India and the world. Phoolan was only 37 years old. She had survived so many hardships: poverty, abuse, kidnapping, and years as a bandit, but her life ended violently. Many people mourned her death, remembering her not just as a bandit or a politician, but as a woman who had faced injustice and fought back against it. Her death was a huge loss, but her story and courage continued to inspire people. Even after her passing, Phoolan Devi remained a symbol of strength, bravery, and the fight for justice. Her legacy? Phoolan Devi's life was full of pain and struggle, but also courage and change. She rose from poverty and suffering to become a voice for the voiceless. She is remembered as the bandit queen who fought injustice and became a leader. For more stories in simple English about famous people and to improve your English, please subscribe to our channel, English Self-Learning.